Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. We're back with ranking Jojo stands. We are now going to the small town of Morioh to rank stands. So first, we're going to be ranking the Morioh gang. I did some research about who would be considered the Morioh gang. So I'm going to consider Josuke, Okayasu, Koichi, Rohan, Yukako, or Yukako, Yukako? Yeah, it's Yukako, and Mikataka, because I didn't know where else to put him, and I think he fits here in the Morioh gang. So first, we have Crazy Diamond, also known as Shining Diamond. Uh, Crazy Diamond, Crazy Diamond's ability is that it can fix things by like touching it, not just by punching it, just touching it. It can also heal people, like it cures things as well. I think Crazy Diamond is an S tier. I really like Crazy Diamond. Personally, I like Crazy Diamond more than Star Platinum. Uh, I think the moment that sold me on Crazy Diamond, personally, is when it was Josuke versus Highway Go-Go, and he was like running, like he was driving the motorcycle, and a baby is coming up, and he breaks the motorcycle with Crazy Diamond, jumps over the baby, and like fixes the motorcycle and lands back on it. That was like so cool. And ever since I seen that, Crazy Diamond has been like one of my personal favorite stands, and would probably be like one of the top 3 stands I would like IRL. It's just its biggest problem is that you can't heal yourself, obviously. Next up we have the hand. The hand is pretty good. I really like its design. It's another like punchy stand like Crazy Diamond, Star Platinum, etc. with the ability to remove anything it touches with its right hand, I'm pretty sure. Uh, and we don't know where the thing goes, so I'm just gonna assume it's like cream and just sends it to a void. I still think the hand is really good. I think the hand is really good, personally. And is it S? Should I give it S? I think it's S or A or S, S or A or S, S or A or S. I'll put it in S because I do like Okayasu. I do like Okayasu. I think he's one of the. I think he is the best Jobro. He's the GOAT, honestly. So next up we have Echoes Act 1. This Echoes, all 3 Echoes, active Echoes, have different abilities. Act 1's ability is that it puts a sound on something and it generates that sound. For example, he put like a ringing noise on Tamami, the light guy, and he started hearing the ringing in his head. That ability isn't that good, but if we're talking design alone, I think Echoes Act 1 is an S. I think Echoes Act 1, probably out of all the Echoes, it's probably my favorite design. I like the little bug guy. But its ability isn't that good. So I'm going to put it in B tier because it also could be used as like a recon stand because its like range is like 50 meters, which is a lot. And Koichi can also like either it's implied that he can see through Echoes Act 1, or Echoes Act 1 has an ability to relay what he's seeing. Next up we have Echoes Act 2. This is just a better version of Echoes Act 1, and it has the ability to like it's like a better ability of Act 1 where it can like write something on like an object and like that thing will happen. For example, when Yukako kidnapped them, he wrote like gust of wind on a door, and when Yukako touched it, like a gust of wind like blew her. And And another example from that like arc is when Yukako was falling. Echo's Act 2 wrote boing on the like spike she would have fell on, and it boinged her up. I think it's a pretty cool ability. I think that ability is better than Act 1's ability. It's just, I don't really like the design of Act 2. It's my least favorite out of the Echoes, personally, but hey. Next up we have Echoes Act 3. Act 3 is the final form of Echoes, and its main ability is freeze or 3 freeze, and it just like slams things into the ground. We see him use that against Kira, and like his hand, and we also see him use it in part 5 against a car Giorno gets in. I don't really find that ability helpful personally, but I also am still like a fan of Act 3's like design a little bit. Yeah. I think Act 3 is a B, personally. I think out of all the Echoes, Act 2 has the best ability, because that's just a lot more helpful than, and it's also a lot more versatile than the other two.
Please, Daddy.
I told you, when I'm finished, you can have what's left.
There won't be any left. There's never any left.
I'm gonna go ahead and put it where everybody knows it's going, S tier. Heaven's Door is absolutely broken. Heaven's Door can like basically turn people into books and like read their life, and he also has the ability to like manipulate them. For example, like when Koichi was going to Italy to find Giorno, Rohan made it to where Koichi could speak like really good Italian or like perfect Italian, because he opened up Koichi's face and like wrote it down. It's that good. S tier, like you could do so much with it. Next up we have Love Deluxe. This is the stand-up of Yukako, and this is just the ability of hair control. As someone who has long hair in real life, and has someone who has made like D&D characters who like use their hair as like their abilities, I personally like it. But is it better than like some of these stands in C tier? Like, would I rather have this in like Hermit Purple, Anubis? Yeah, I'm gonna put it in C tier. I mean, it's not really much you can do with hair, unless it's like large groups where like it's harder to like rip through it. But like, what if like I was going against like Magician's Red? Yeah, I think S tier. I think this genuinely might be the first stand I come back to, because I'm pretty like, I don't know, I kind of like it in B, but I also like it in C. Like, it's a mixed match. I think this is a stand where if you ask me like on a different day what I think of it, I might put it in B, but for now I'm gonna put it in C tier. And last up we have Mikataka. It's unsure even if he has a stand, so we're just gonna rate his power. His ability is that he can transform into objects. I think this is a pretty decent ability. It's just like, I'm gonna put it in B, because it's just you manipulating into it, and there's not really that much you can do with it, other than, but I do still think it has potential, and I can also see its like versatility, like that you could basically just play prop point in real life. You can, but another thing, a bad thing in my opinion, you also feel the thing. Like if you turn into an object, you can feel like people touching you. Like when he transformed into a dice and was shaking, he like thought it was funny, and no, it tickled him. No, it made him dizzy. I think it either tickled him or it made him dizzy, and he threw up. So you can still like pee and like throw up and like spit like in it. But I think it's a decent like stand. I wouldn't mind getting it. So that is it for the Morioh gang. We got some pretty good stands coming up in part 4 when we look at Morioh's residence.